Hello and welcome. It is the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival. This year there will be 200 films from over 14 countries screening the weekend of March 21st to the 24th of this year. I am your host, Emily DeSimone, and I am here with producer Amir Dalavi of the short Always Room for One More. Thank you so much for joining me, Amir. Can you give our live viewers a little bit about your film?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, Emily, thank you for having us. Well, this film is all about the my friend Tiffany Boris and Jeremy Boris and their nine special need dogs. It's been a great story. It's been a great journey for them, and we have been truly inspired by what these two individuals do and bring to the lives of nine dogs. And that's basically what inspired the story, and it was just such an easy way to just tell it. And the whole experience of doing the movie, uh, uh, basically partnering up with our director, beautiful director Brianna Paris, and her brother as the editor. Their story, how it all came together, was so organic, so natural. And the final, I'm very proud of it. It really goes to our director and producer, really, sorry, director and editor, working at it so hard, so diligently. And the story itself is so beautiful, that it was a labor of love, by our first adventure in doing this. So I'm very, very proud of being able to come this far. So very excited to see it being screened and being part of the Garden State Film Festival.
How lovely that they own or they foster nine special needs dogs.
Yes, they have special. They're the parents. They're the parents of nine special needs dogs. So I don't want to give away the why it's always room for one more, but it's this. You kind of, when you watch the movie, you'll see why there's always room for one more. They're beautiful. It's just a beautiful story. Just a beautiful story about two individuals. Taking in people, taking in dogs, people,
Really?
dogs, whatever. And it's and how we wanted to share this movie we the concept from the get go was, Jeremy and Tiffany they have their careers. They're both in the medical industry. They have very, very busy schedules, but the nine dogs don't impede on it. They're their family. They're there. Life goes on, and we wanted to send the message, not that these dogs have special needs. Everybody has special needs. We as individuals all need each other. But if you work as a group, it's just life as ordinary. The way they carry their life, the way they go about their day, the way they interact with the dogs. It's actually fun, and anybody can do it. Uh, so yeah, absolutely. So that was kind of what we wanted to convey, and just highlight of how great these individuals are.
No, that's such a beautiful story, and they sound like such selfless, loving people to be
Yeah,
taking in
absolutely.
so many. So, like with that said, how these are friends of yours? Like, how did you get into producing this work?
So these are friends of ours. We've known Tiffany forever. Jeremy and Tiffany have been put together for, I think, 5-7 years now. And then basically both had dogs, and then they started adopting special need dogs, and they're the perfect couple to do it. Not only because they are medical, they have the medical background, and they have the understanding of what these dogs need, but at the same time, they're very loving. Having said that, we have our own special need dog, and what I know from dogs and animals, they're very resilient. So if they have two legs, they don't know they have two legs, right? They do not. They just keep going, and they're just looking at them. If I had one, if you have even one, they're so inspiring, and this brings so much joy to your life. And they're just there. They're just dogs. They're just your friends and animals. Doesn't matter if they have special needs. They do not know they have special needs. It's only us who know they have special needs, and we treat them differently. But the best way is not to treat them differently. Let them go about doing their lives, let them have their fun. Yeah, of course, some special care might be required. Some special attention might be required, just because you don't want your baby to get hurt. But other than that, just let them be.
I mean, as someone that's grown up with two dogs, although mine weren't special needs. I mean, I think that dogs only know love and they don't
Yeah,
know anything else. It
yeah,
doesn't
they
matter what
know. Yeah,
you
yeah,
have.
absolutely.
They
They know how to give love endlessly. Sometimes you want to say, okay, that's too much, but that's what dogs are.
Never.
That's what dogs are. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So is this
absolutely.
your first work producing? Or
This is
what
my
is your background in? Yeah.
My so my background, I'm an IT professional, and that's but I've always been very interested in making movies or being a part of this industry, and so that's how we got into volunteering Garden State Film Festival, and have always been had ideas of that I should make a movie. But again, this was the best start of getting into it, getting finding Brianna Paris, who's a phenomenal person in herself. She's the director is amazing. Her story itself is a movie. But I think just it just it's a just the universe coming together, and that's what had happened. And we're already working on our second project. That's basically I'm a runner, and so my ideas have always been around how I inspiring runners are, and people think of a runner, they think of marathon runners, these slim, lean people doing under 3 hour marathons. But what inspires me is people who are who come in last, but they keep going, who spend 6 hours running, but they just do it for the joy of running. And I think that's
Better than
the
I
theme.
can do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But
Mhm.
again, so yeah, looking forward to being more. Again, we volunteer every year. We're still volunteers this year, and we'll. This is a great institution, Garden State Film Festival, and yeah, so it's just the institution itself has been a lot of joy for us in our lives for the past 7 years that we've been volunteering.
Well, thank you so much for your kind words on the festival. Congratulations on having
Absolutely.
this work accepted and being screened.
Oh no,
I
thank you very much. Yes.
How did you find the Garden State Film Festival?
I don't remember actually. I think we my girlfriend found it. She knew of it for a very long time, and I think she we were first just we were part of the audience, and then we were like, let's volunteer. So that's how. And then I think we just found volunteering to be much more, you know, there's so much more fun that you have when you volunteer. You meet so many different people, be part of the gala. The whole experience is amazing. So we've been we anytime there's an opportunity to volunteer, we've been there. So yeah.
So, with this being an early work for yours now, your first work in producing, because you said you've been working in IT and now you're actually getting into producing. What is a challenge that you ran into with this being your first work that you think is shaping you into being a stronger producer for your next project?
Just understand. I think a lot of things is understanding the process of filmmaking, the process of storytelling. And the story. We had a concept from the beginning of what the kind of story you want to tell, right? But and keeping the mood and the message at the end. But there's a process, even though this is a documentary, but how to convey that message is always, you have a vision and you say, oh, all right, for me, everything is numbers, is writing. You put those numbers in, the result is always that. It just comes out always that way. Art is not the same way. There's a lot of nuances that you got to follow, and just and I think again, this was very the collaboration that I had with my team, that we just happened to get such talented people. I'll tell you, the editor for one of the shots made his father drive to Pennsylvania. We were in New Jersey. The film's shot in Pennsylvania. He made us all drive back a 3 hour drive to get the morning shot. So that was the dedication of this team members, that they just wanted it to be perfect. Of course, the best product, we put in the best effort, the product would speak for itself. You just try to be as good as you can. But the love and the amount of energy and effort my team has put into it, it just speaks volumes.
I mean, so how did you find the rest of your team? You're saying that you were friends with the owners of these dogs. How did you
Yes.
find your editor?
this
Which
is
one?
funny. Garden State Film Festival. You know that it's an amazing that so again, Brianna was presenting one of her movies. She was screening one of her movies, and I started talking to her, and just because I was volunteering, and I was like, what do you do? Do you have a film? So I like to get into it. And she told me about her film, and I was like, how old are you? And she's very, very young. She's a high schooler, and I was like, wow. And you made this movie, and you have so much. Her story is, again, I don't want to take her story, and but her story in itself is amazing. And so that's how we found up, and we said, I have an idea, would you like to work together? And then we talked about it, got the parents involved, of course, and we said, let's do this movie together. So the whole thing was a whole family experience. So it was wonderful.
That's so awesome that you get to have these like close relationships with the people that you're working with. I think that
Absolutely,
when
yeah.
you have like great relationships with a team, like you really can make great work. So, and you
Absolutely.
plan to keep working with this team for your next project, you think?
Yes, yes, we're already working on the next project already. Yeah, we've already in the right after this. Actually, I'm going to talk to my runner friend who's a coordinator of a run that we're going to be filming next.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you are going to be putting that one forward, hopefully, in the Garden State Film Festival as well. What are
yeah.
your
Hopefully,
future plans with this current film that you are that you've submitted? You know, what are your future plans for this documentary with these 9 dogs?
well, again, there's always more. So maybe the next time we revisit them, they might have another one. So I know they're talking of another one already. But the idea, I think, we definitely will revisit this topic. Well, I would like to promote the fact that it with dogs, with anyone, there's a two-way relationship. It's a two-way street. We bring them into our home, make them a part of our family, but there's so much more that they give to us than we give to them. I think that's how we want to see it. And just to promote the idea that there's so many dogs, so many animals in need, and that we can help. And it doesn't take anything at all. It's just providing them a home, a warm bed, and that's all it takes. Dogs just make themselves happy, and then make you happy in turn. So I think would definitely want to continue to focus on the film, but even if we don't want to promote the rescue workers that do all the jobs, promote the websites, promote get the message out there that this is very doable. And the next film might be just be on the rescue center SNAR. We might just want to focus on them. It's all volunteer driven, and how much people just do out of love, right? And I think that will be the next one on this front.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Amir. I am so excited for your
Thank
film.
you.
Everyone, you can check out the short Always Room for One More at the Kingsley Ballroom at the Berkeley Hotel on Saturday, March 23rd during the 12:15 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. block. Amir, I hope to see you at the Garden State Film Festival this year, where there are 200 films screening across 8 venues, including hosting parties, panels, events, and more. Guys, get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. I'm your host, Emily DeSimone, and Amir, I'm so excited. I hope you have a
Thank you.
wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining
very
me.
much. Take care. Thank you.